Have you ever tried to change your mindset, repeating those positive phrases, and it just feels like you're lying to yourself? Well, if that's you, you're in the right place. We're going to break down a gentler and, frankly, more believable way to shift your self-talk, one that actually works with your brain instead of fighting against it. Oh yeah, we have all been there, right? You're staring at yourself in the mirror, trying so hard to convince yourself that you're this super confident, successful person, but inside, there's this little voice just screaming, "Who are you kidding?" It's so frustrating. And it turns out there's a really good reason why that whole approach just, well, it often falls flat. So here's the deal. The real problem is that we're basically trying to pick a fight with our own brain. We're showing up with a statement that totally contradicts the reality our brain is currently experiencing. And let me tell you, when it comes to an argument about what's real, our brain is designed to win every single time. So what's actually going on in your head? Well, your brain is absolutely hardwired for consistency. It hates this thing called cognitive dissonance, that really uncomfortable, staticky feeling you get when you're trying to hold two completely opposite beliefs at the same time. So when you're super stressed about your bills, but you tell yourself, "I am wildly wealthy," you're creating this massive internal conflict. And instead of feeling inspired, you just feel resistance. Your brain basically flags that new idea as a threat, and it never gets a chance to stick.
Okay, so what's the alternative? It's something called the self-concept shift. And this is not about shouting some big declaration into the universe and hoping for the best. No. This is about quietly, gently stepping into a new identity. The whole focus changes from what you want to who you are becoming.
What's so interesting here is the difference in the energy of these two statements. "I am wildly confident" feels kind of loud, right? It's like you're putting on a performance. But "I'm the person who shares simply and steadily." That's different. That's a quiet, believable identity. It's not about being the best or the loudest person in the room. It's about a consistent, gentle way of being. This right here is our main tool. See, an identity-based affirmation, it isn't a wish. It's really just a description of a behavior. You write it in the present tense, you make it specific, and this is key, it's gentle. It's a statement your brain can actually look at and go, "Okay, yeah, I can get on board with that."
So how do we actually create these for ourselves? Well, we use a really cool tool called the ladder method. Think of it as a super practical way to build a bridge from where you are right now to where you want to go, but without asking your brain to make some massive, unbelievable leap of faith. And before we do anything else, let's just get our nervous system on our side. A stressed out mind is a closed mind. So just for a second, take a calm breath with me. In for 4, and slowly, gently, out for 6. That one little pause signals to your brain that it's safe here, and it's okay to consider a new idea. All right, here's the framework. It's so simple. First, don't try to change your entire life at once. Just pick one area, your career, maybe your health, whatever. Second, you have to be super honest about what you currently believe. And third, you just write 2 or 3 little stepping stone statements. Think of them as rungs on a ladder that move you from what feels true now to what you'd like to feel is true. Let's walk through an example for, say, confidence at work. We have to start with the honest-to-goodness truth. This is the first rung of our ladder. No sugarcoating. The belief right now is simply, "I'm not confident at work." Okay, it's true. We just acknowledge it. Now, the second rung isn't, "I am the most confident person in every meeting." No way. That's too big of a jump. Instead, it's something small, something that is undeniably true. "I can prepare one clear point." I mean, can you do that? Yes, of course you can. Your brain completely agrees. It's believable. And this one believable step leads us right to the top of our ladder, the new identity. And notice, it's not about being some kind of superstar presenter. It's about being the person who shares simply and steadily. This feels totally achievable because it's built directly on that believable step of just preparing one clear point. See how that works? Okay, now this is where the real magic happens. The words, they're like the map, but the action, that's what truly convinces your brain. You have to give it a tiny little piece of evidence that this new identity is real. And we do this with something we call a tiny action. This is a task that takes like 5 minutes or less. Seriously, it should feel almost laughably easy to do. The goal here isn't some massive achievement. It's just to get a tiny win, a tiny piece of proof. That action is what makes your new identity feel tangible and real. Let's look at a real-world example.
This is Maya. She wanted to start pitching her services, but she was totally paralyzed by this one thought: I'm not expert enough. And you can bet those big, bold affirmations just made her feel even worse.
So Maya created a new identity for herself. I'm the kind of person who sends one honest proposal each week. Her tiny action? Just spending 10 minutes to edit and send a single draft. That's it. Now, the first week, yeah, it felt scary, but she did it. The second week? A little easier. And by the third week, the resistance was fading. The action started to feel normal. What was happening is that her brain was gathering evidence. It was collecting receipts. Week after week of doing the thing, her self-concept just naturally updated itself to match the proof. Her belief shifted from "I'm not ready" to this powerful new identity that was actually grounded in reality. I show up simply and steadily.
Okay, your turn. Let's make this really practical for you. The whole goal here is to distill all of this work down into one simple line. One sentence you can use anytime you feel that old belief creeping back in. This is what we call your anchor sentence. Think of your anchor sentence as your personal, portable reminder of who you are becoming. It's not for anyone else. It's just a little line you can whisper to yourself in a stressful moment to gently, kindly guide your thoughts back to this new, more supportive identity you're building. Just take a second and read through some of these examples. Things like, I can start small and it still counts, or I'm allowed to go slower. Does one of these kind of jump out at you? Feel free to pause and use these as a starting point. The goal is to write one that feels just right for the identity you're stepping into. So if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this: be on your own side. This is not about forcing anything or faking it till you make it. It's about choosing a new direction, taking one small, believable step, and then proving it to yourself with an action so tiny you literally cannot fail. So the question I want to leave you with is right here. What is that one tiny action you can schedule right now, today, to prove your new identity to yourself?